And I just want you to lay in your supine or recline position on your couch. I have music on. If you want your own music on, you can put it on, or the birds are really chirping nicely, so I would like you just to close your eyes and just be quiet. Try to focus on feeling grounded in the position that you're in. So if you're laying supine, feeling your tailbone, your shoulders, really kind of rooted to the ground. If you're in a kind of reclined position, hope you can still see me. Maybe your feet are on the ground, or maybe your back is against, in a reclined position against the couch. I just want you to find some stability through focusing on grounding through whatever body part is touching the ground or the couch. And you want to drift your eyes closed if they're open. And just start focusing on the sounds that you hear, hopefully that nothing too distracting. Focusing on something that brings you peace, enjoyment, gratitude. Because there's a whole lot of chaos right now. And you can start focusing on how you're breathing. I like to say focus on your breath only because I feel like it's a very easy way to kind of bring stillness and quiet to the mind and body and help the connection in a way that's not so obvious or strange to people that are not used to yoga or meditation, or find it really, really hard to just quiet down their mind. Or maybe they're having just a really hard day. So sometimes when you just focus on your breath and your breathing, how you're breathing, whatever pace it is, it helps bring that mind-body connection and stillness and quiet. And it helps sense what you're feeling, helps you sense the grounding that we were looking for. And as you are starting to focus on feeling more grounded and stable through your body, through the ground, you start taking deeper breaths. And because we're supine and we're not standing up, you want to really feel like you're inhaling really deeply and that you're like almost like rib thrusting and your ribs are sticking out. And what you might also feel is that your ribs are expanding to the side and to the back. And if they're like me, when you inhale that deeply and you bring that to your body when maybe you haven't been breathing so deeply or moving, it can actually cause some tension and spasm in your thoracic and your back. So if you start breathing more deep and you feel something that doesn't feel so good, back off a little bit and then try it again, and just go subtly, just go slowly to ease your body into breathing deeper, to bringing movement at a cellular level, essentially to the muscles and the tissues around the whole rib cage that support our ability to breathe deep. A lot of times when they are spasming and feeling pain, unless it's completely uncomfortable, but a lot of times it's just our body saying, hey, I need some input here. But it can be pretty intense. Take a couple more deep breaths to yourself at your own pace. Maybe taking your hands to your rib cage so that you can give yourself some input, some self-directed input, and to help proprioception to feel how you're breathing, and if you are feeling the expansion of the rib cage to the side and the back as well, not just to the front. And then I want you to take your hands and I want you to reach them above your head. And your feet are still extended. And I want you just to do a deep good morning stretch. Inhaling really deeply again, or as deep as you can, keeping your eyes closed. Exhaling. Inhale again. Exhale down. And then I want you to take your hands and your feet over to the left-hand side, maybe taking your right foot over your left ankle and kind of stretching that good morning stretch deep over towards the left side, but through the right side a little bit deeper on your body, if that makes sense. And then exhale down, and let's try that to the other side. So now we're gonna kind of bend over gently with our feet and our hands and our arms over to the right side, and you're gonna inhale and feel that stretch through the left side a little bit more, and then exhale. And then I want you to take your knees and I want you just to bring them up slowly. Sometimes you can feel a little bit of a lower back release too. And I just want you to windshield wiper your knees back and forth. Release the lower back if there's any tension. If you're sitting, you can bring in one leg at a time and kind of just roll around your hip so that you can keep stability in that reclined position. And then I want you to keep your feet planted on the floor, making sure that your knee and your ankle, or that your ankle and your knee are in alignment, so you have a vertical shin. So sometimes you need to bring your heels a little closer to your butt. If you're sitting in a reclined position, you're going to bend your knees, but you're just going to find maybe a more of a 90-degree angle where you feel supported with your feet grounded and in that reclined position. And if you can, this might be a little bit more challenging on a couch, but if you can, I want you to take your arms and I want you to bring them up kind of like a T, like a football post. So you're not raising your shoulders or your arms above 90 degrees above the shoulders. They're keeping them at, a 90-90. So they're like this. So it's not here, it's here, maybe even a little bit below, but here, and that you're 90-90, like this, like a football. And in this position, if you can do it comfortably, in the reclined position as you are, or if you're laying supine, I want you to take another deep inhale and then exhale out. Inhale again. Exhale out. And notice how the change in the movement of the arms and the shoulders changed maybe what you felt and your ability to either breathe deep or your comfort in doing so. So what I would like you to do is still keep your positioning, making sure your feet are planted. And I want you to try to deep inhale if you're comfortable, really expanding through the rib cage, the sides and the back, sucking in your stomach really, really deep, holding it maybe for a second, and then letting it out. And then we're going to try that again. It's not just a deep breath. This is actually a restorative exercise, PT exercise that I was taught for thoracic spine pain. But it can take a little bit of getting used to, and it can actually be kind of uncomfortable initially, but I want to gently just try to show it because it's something people can do on their own. So we're in the football spokes or football goal, and you're going to inhale, really trying to expand as much as you possibly can, especially through the thoracic spine in the back to the floor or to the back of the couch. Hold it like you're getting skinny, like when you used to try to really suck in your stomach skinny. And then exhale. And then just take some deep breaths to yourself or breathe at your own pace. You can take your arms down to the side, maybe roll out your wrists. Open and close your palms. Bring in your knees to your chest if you can, or one knee at a time, and kind of rock back and forth. And then we're going to keep our right leg in, and we're going to extend our left leg. And we're going to take the left hand to the outside of the right leg, extend the right arm to the side, and we're going to slowly twist our pelvis. So we're doing a spinal rotation, but I actually want you to not do such a spinal rotation. I want you to just more focus on twisting the pelvis versus the spine. And if you need to bolster your knee, you're welcome to. And then bring it back to the center. You roll out the hip. And then place it down. Bring in the left leg. Hold it in. Right leg on the outside of the left leg. Extend the left arm. And then slowly rotate to the right. Focusing again on just more of the pelvis rotating versus the spine, making sure the shoulders are still on the ground. Sometimes you need to adjust. Making sure that you're not feeling impingement or pulling from other areas of your body to be able to do this. And if you do, you want it back off. Bring it back more towards the center. And then bring it back to the center anyway. And roll around your hip. And then extend it down. And then I want you to grab your strap. We're going to be on our back and on our side a little bit. And we're going to take our yoga strap and we're going to place it around the palm, the bottom of our foot. And you're going to take both straps like this. And you're going to pull the leg just straight. And if it's only here, that's about as far as you can go. That's perfectly fine. The idea is to keep the leg straight, not to pull it all the way in just because you can. I like to keep my elbows down on the ground. It gives me stability. It helps me understand if my pelvis is tilting. And then maybe bring it up a little bit more. And then rotate the foot to the side, pronate, supinate the foot, maybe point and flex. And then take both straps in the left hand. Maybe extend the right arm if you're comfortable. And then just slowly rotate, slowly slide the right leg across the body gently, a couple inches, and just hold it. If this is too intense, then back off. And then bring it back to the center. Let's do the left leg. Strap around the bottom of the foot. Extend the right leg. Get your straps in both hands. Extend to where you are comfortable and where your leg is straight. And hold. And then maybe pull it in just a little bit. Maybe flex your dorsiflex your foot. Maybe point it. Dorsiflex again. Point it. Now do this sweep to the sides. And we'll try to roll around your ankle a little bit. And then bring it down. Take out the strap. Shake out the leg. And then I want you to roll to your left side, if you are comfortable and if you can do so. You can probably do this. How would you do this supine? If you're reclined, you can kind of just rotate like this. Maybe you need to bend your knees, and you can still do the hip exercises if you would like. We're going to extend our legs, but that's how you can modify. So if you're laying supine, or you were, I want you to roll to the side, to your left side, and you're going to kind of make an L shape with your body. So your legs are not like this, they're not behind you, but they're kind of like in a diagonal in front of you. And you can rest your head down or up. And I just want you to lift and lower the hip. Just gently. If you feel strong enough and you want to bring a band to it, you're welcome to do so. We're just going to lift and lower the hip a couple times. I did that about 5 times. And then once you get to about 5 or 6 times, we're going to stop at the top. And I want you just to rotate or move your leg back and forth if you can still hold it up. But what I don't want you to do is I want you to stop right here. I don't want you to extend it all the way back. I want you just to stop right here, and then I want you to bring it forward, and then bring it back. You can go a little bit further back if you want. And then bring it forward, and then bring it back, and then set it down, shake it out. Let's do the other side. Lying on the side. Make that L shape. Support yourself however you want. Let's lift and lower. Lift and lower. 3 more times. 3, 4, 5. 1 more time. 6. Hold it up. Let's do that back. And then forward, and then bring it back. You can support yourself with your hand if you want to. Bring it forward, and then bring it back, and stop right here. I really want you to stop right here so you're not hyperextending your back. And bring it forward, as long as you're stable, you can hold it. And then 1 more time, back, and then forward, and then shake it out. All right, and now, so we were on our left side. I want you to slowly rotate yourself onto your stomach. So it's not chair yoga we're doing, but I was doing a lot of laying down yoga to start with. So if you're on a couch, I don't know how you can do this. It's probably not so great to do it on the couch laying it down, but you can just watch. But if you're able to, you could probably lay over a chair. If you have a chair, you can lay over a chair like this, because we're going to be laying on our stomach for a little bit, for just a few seconds. So if you're on a chair, if you have something to lay over, even a couch, you can do that as long as your neck is comfortable. So we were just on the side, and we rolled to our stomach, kind of more in an upward facing dog, but I want you to bring it down. You can keep your feet, your toes tucked under or not. And I want you to actually bring it up again a little bit. And then down, making sure that your elbows are to the side. Bring it up. How's your neck? Relax your neck. Bring it down. 1 more time, bring it up. And then bring it down. And then take up your legs, and then let's do windshield wiper this way. Maybe lay your hands to the side. And then feet down, hands back like this, keeping your head down as long as you're comfortable. And your hands are kind of right by your shoulders, and your elbows are still in. They're not winged out. They're in. And I want you just to lift and place it down. So all that's lifting is just like you're squeezing the shoulder blades back and down. Lift and down. Lift again and down. And then maybe take your hands to the side, put your neck to the side, and just relax for a minute. Maybe taking a deep inhale, and then exhale, feeling how breathing deep in this position feels versus when we were on our backs. With a deep inhale, and then exhale. And I want you to place your arms by your shoulders again, and we're going to slowly make our way to downward facing dog. You can come through child's pose, bridge, or to all fours, or from plank. And I want you just to meet me in downward facing dog. Pedal out your feet. And shaking your head, yes or no. No. Relax the neck. Making sure that your hands are shoulder width apart and that your elbows are rotated, your shoulders are rotated so that your elbow pits are facing out and that your hands Can you grip your hands? Are they able to grip more and make that L like we talked about in one of the other classes? Or are you feeling really contraction in your hands? If you are, back off. You can also modify and bolster your wrists if needed. And then from downward facing dog, I want you just to step or hop forward. And then with your knees bent, grab the opposite shoulder or opposite elbows and just hang and rock back and forth in ragdoll. And then slowly make your way to standing. To mountain pose, maybe roll around your shoulders. Slowly coming up, being mindful of any kind of dizziness. Maybe roll around your feet, your ankles, bring some movement to them. Lift your toes, I always do this. I think it helps ground us when we go from standing to, from seated, any kind of something lower to standing. And then meet me at the top or the middle of your mat, making sure that your weight is over your ankles, that your legs are straight, that your shoulders are relaxed, that your neck is relaxed. Maybe roll around your neck a little bit if you're comfortable, making a U shape. Your hands down, maybe extending one to the side to bring a little bit more of a stretch one way or another. You're always welcome to take whatever movements you feel are needed, even if I haven't instructed them. You're rolling around your neck, roll around your shoulders, and you're at the top of your mat or at the middle. Feet are hip bone width apart. Make like a diagonal or make a line right here. I want you to put your hands to the side. Your palms are facing open. We're going to go through a couple vinyasas and full chaturangas. You are welcome to do them with me or to not, or to modify, but we'll do it a couple of times and then we're going to make our way back down again. So just so you know where we're going, and then you can modify it. If you want to have blocks near you, I would do so. I love blocks. So I'm actually going to turn to the side. So at the top of our mat, hands to the side, we're going to inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold forward, stopping just below the knees, because we don't have to go so far. Holding with a flat back, using the glutes and hamstrings to hold us up, relaxing the neck. Inhale, halfway up, just above the knees. Exhale, back down. Inhale, bring it back up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Rolling out anything again. Take it one step further. Hands to the side. Feet hip bone width apart. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, down. Plant your hands on blocks if you would like to, or on the ground. Step or hop back to plank. And hold. Or you can go to your knees if you need to. But hold it. And if you can, lift the right leg. And then put it down. Lift the left leg. Put it down. Try it again. Right leg. Put it down. Left leg. Put it down. Now bring the knees down. Now come with me and chaturanga if you want to, keeping your elbows to the side. Inhale. Up dog. Exhale back through downward facing dog or child's pose. And breathe. Lift the right leg, and then step it through to your hands, placing your hands on a block for balance if you need to. You can put your knee down as well, being mindful that your knee is over your ankle, or you can stay with your left knee up. I want you to inhale to crescent lunge. Then exhale, hands plant on opposite sides of the feet. Take your right foot, plant it back, to downward facing dog or child's pose. And then we're going to step our feet or hop forward with a flat back or slowly, however you would like to. I want you to inhale, come back up to standing. Exhale down, hands to heart center. We're going to go a little bit faster through that again, including the lunge on the other side. So you can join me or you come up. Hands to the center, or hands to the side. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, pull forward, using supports if you need it. Inhale, halfway up, just rub the knees. Exhale down. Plant the hands. Step back. Now with your right leg, using the blocks for support. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, place the hands around the feet. Using the blocks if you want to, or placing your hands on the ground. Step your left foot back to plank. And I want you to go through a chaturanga again. Inhale, if you wish. Up dog. Exhale back down. And then push your way back up to downward facing dog or child's pose. If you wish, you can also modify and come into dolphin on your forearms. That can sometimes be a little bit more intense on the calves, so you might need to bolster or move your positioning of your feet. Or you can also go on your forearms on a bolster or a pillow or a chair as well. And then I want you to come forward to plank. And actually just watch this real quick. We're going to do a strength exercise, and I want to show it to you first. And you can try it or not, or appreciate it, because it's a really good way to learn how to strengthen your arms and your upper body for chaturanga, because a lot of times people do it wrong. Even I do. That's why I put my knees down. And if we don't have the correct form, a lot of times we can hurt our shoulders. So here's a great way to do some strengthening. So just watch this first. So if you're in plank, you put your knees down, and you can use the blocks. They give you kind of a little bit more leverage. So you make sure you're in a proper position. Your elbows and your wrists and your shoulders are in alignment. And you're going to make sure that your elbows are towards the center. And you're just going to do kind of a push-up and then back up. And then push up and then back up. I'm going to try it one more time. Push up and then back up. Ooh, back to child's pose. And of course you can do that without being on the blocks. Maybe walk your fingers out a little bit longer. Inhale, exhale, flatten the back. Think long and flat. And breathe deep. And then come back to plank or modified plank. You don't have to do that again. We're just going to do one more vinyasa. All right, so you're on your knees or you're in full plank. We're going to come through downward facing dog. We're going to inhale and lift our right leg. Step it through again. We're going to inhale up through lunge. And then I want you to pivot and rotate to warrior two. And then we're going to do reverse warrior through a little bit of flow. And then come forward flowing, bring your right hand on your top of your thigh, or reaching it down if you want to, making sure that your knee is over your ankle. Using a block is another great way to help support. And then reaching up. And then exhale, bring both hands down again, wrapping around the right foot, stepping back to plank. And I want you to come through chaturanga if you wish, or child's pose, and just breathe. So you're either here in downward facing dog or you're in child's pose. we're gonna lift our left leg, three-legged dog, step it through on this side, plant your foot between the hands, put your knee down or keep your knee up, inhale, crescent lunge on the left side. Exhale, pivot to warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, come forward to side angle. Whatever modification you choose. Just to come down and up. Making sure that you're watching your alignment of your knees. And exhale back up to warrior two. Rotate your hands to frame your foot. I never know if my kids are going to start screaming. So you're here. We're going to take our left foot back or your knee. And you're just going to take your big toes touching. Take your knees a little bit more than hip width apart. And everybody's going to come into child's pose. And if you need to put a blanket underneath your knees like I do, you're welcome to do so. And then come into all fours. Sit in quadruped, making sure that your toes are tucked under. And we're just going to kind of rock back and forth. Get a stretch in the toes, stretching the wrists and hands. I usually do this in the beginning of class, but we're going to do this at the end. Just rocking back and forth, maybe shaking out your neck. If you need to move your feet back under, that's fine. If your hands are hurting and you need to support them, I'm happy to show you how to do so. And then come back to all fours. And I just want you to let your head hang. I also want you to let your belly hang. Let your back relax as if you're sticking your butt out. There's a huge curve in your lower back. I want you to really let your belly relax. Let your head hang. And then instead of a cat-cow, what I want you to do right here is I want you just to try to isolate up and down the shoulder blades, the round blades. It's called a round blade push-up. If you can't isolate the shoulders or you're at all uncomfortable, don't do it. You just watch. Sometimes it takes time to isolate the shoulders without bringing the back in it and the pelvis. What I hope is that you learn how to relax the neck to the tailbone, the belly, and that will help you isolate the shoulders. And just bring up and down, up and down. And then come back to child's pose. Then we're going to come back to all fours. We're going to slowly start making our way back to our backs, our final shavasana. We're going to do a few more things. We're on all fours. Just trying to think of exactly the right time to do this. We're going to do a couple more strength things, one last few things first, more strength, and a couple more movements to bring some more movement all over. But from here, I want you to lift. So we're going to lift the right leg, plant it down. And then just rock it back and forth. Make a calf stretch. And then lift that right leg again. Keep it below. I don't want you like this. I want you like this. And I want you to try to lift the left hand if you can and balance. If you can't, that's fine. Keep your left hand down. But if you can, bring it here. And then I want you to bring in the right leg. And touch your elbow to your knee if you can. Or just bring in your knee. Bring it back out. Bring it in. Bring it out. One more time. Bring it in. Elbow to knee. Bring it out. Foot down. Hand down. Rock back and forth. maybe lifting your right foot, and I want you to bring it over to the side and just rock this way, feeling a little bit more stretch in the hips, the inner thighs. And then lift it up, bring it all the way around, and plant it down, and then bring the knee in. Let's do it on the other side. Lift the left leg, turn it down, back and forth. Lift the leg, making sure that you're not lifting it too much. You just want to keep it below, it's not above the pelvis. Lift your right hand if you can, balance, and then bring your elbow to knee. Bring it in and out, or just your knee. Bring it in and out. Bring it in one more time. And out. Foot down, hand down. Rock back and forth. And then lift your left leg again. We're going to move it over to the side. And just rock back and forth this way so you feel a little bit more. How's your head? Can you let your head hang? Can you relax your shoulders? How are your feet? And then with the left leg, bring it all the way around slowly. Bring it down. Bring the knee in. And child's pose. Take another breath. 2 more breaths. Inhale. And exhale. Again, inhale. And then exhale. Come back up to all fours. We're going to take our left hand, we're going to put it to the middle. We're going to take our right foot back. We're going to plant it and reach up to the right side. And then I want you to rotate your shoulder if you can in this pose. If you have the balance, rotate, make a big rotation with your shoulder if you can balance. Maybe bring it around the other way. Reach up, and then bring it back down, and I want you to bring your knee down, your right knee, and then thread the needle through to the left-hand side with the right arm. And then bring it back up to all fours. Take your right hand, put it in the middle, take your left hand back, plant it, pivot, reach up to the left side. And then rotate your big shoulder circles this way, if you can balance. You're rotating your body. How does your balance feel? How does it feel on your body? Maybe reverse it, up, come down, back up, reach it up, and then bring your left leg in, knee in, and then thread the needle to the other side. And breathe. And I want you to come back up to all fours, and then slowly make your way around to your butt. Seated. We're going to inhale, arms up, legs straight. And I want you to exhale, fold forward, but I want you to stop right here. Make sure your neck is relaxed, the back is still flat this way, and that you're just hinging from the hip. And that you're not going down just because you can, but you're stopping right here. And if you need to hold on to blocks, go ahead and do so. You relax your shoulders, relax your neck, and bring it up. Maybe block blocks forward again. I like the blocks to help you stop. Maybe flex your feet towards you. Helps bring the stretch a little bit. If it's too intense, then back off. And then sit back up to neutral. Maybe do a little cat-cow this way, like we did in chair yoga. You can use the blocks, or you can, if you're in the recline, supine, on the recliner on the couch, you can kind of do it like we did in chair yoga. Back and forth. Shake it out. Bring in your right leg. I want you to bring it in towards your chest. Put it across the left leg. Take your left arm across the outside of the right hand, right leg. Take your right hand and just put it to the side to support. And I just want you to rotate, maybe like 30 degrees. And maybe a little bit more towards 90, but I want you to keep your head, neck, and spine all in one unit so that your neck is not going like this just because it can, or your back isn't going like this just because it can. I want you to move in one unit together safely. Safe range of motion. And then shake out your right leg, bring in your left leg, plant it over the right arm outside of the left knee, putting your left hand down for support, and then lift up tall and strong so that you're holding yourself up and you're not arching in your back, pulling from your neck, and just rotate to the side. And go a little bit further, more towards 90 degrees if you can. And then release. Bring it back to the center. And I want you to roll all the way down to supine. We are about 5 minutes, 10 minutes over. We started late. Just want you to come in supine. I'm going to do one more strength thing for the core because I forgot it before we go into Shavasana. So if you need to move a blanket or anything out of your way, or if you would like to lay on it because you're more comfortable that way, that's cool too. So just meet me into supine. Maybe take another stretch. Good morning stretch. Inhale and then exhale. And I want you to take your arms and I want you to slowly bring them up to your shoulders. So it's kind of like we were in plank and we were doing rhomboid push-ups, but this is opposite right now. So now our shoulders are on our backs to the ground, but essentially we're in the same position. And I want you just to try to do the rhomboid push-up this way. Isolating up and down. And this time you don't have to weight bear. You don't have to bear your own weight. Try to do it this way. How does that feel? And down. And then stretch it back up your head. And then bring it back, slowly, motion. 1, coming up, sitting, reaching forward, and slowly backing back down. Slowly, slowly, slowly. Using the core, not pulling from another body part. Right, reach above your head. Let's do that 2 more times. Slowly bring it back up. Reach it forward, slowly, forward. Slowly bring it back down. Reach above your head. One more time. Bring your hands up over your shoulders. And slowly bring your body up, keeping your legs grounded. Forward. And then slowly make your way into the final supine where we started for Shavasana. Maybe take any last movements of your fingers and your toes and your wrists, bringing in your knees, rocking out your back if you need to, rolling around your ankles, whatever you need to do. And then I want you just to extend your legs, extend your arms with your palms open and your thumb facing the outside. They're not above your head now. I want them below your shoulders, extended. Making sure that you're comfortable, supporting your body in whatever you need to, placing a blanket over your hips if that makes you feel more secure. And I just want you to bring your mind and your body back to the place where we started, where we just focused on feeling grounded through our tailbone, or our shoulders, or however our body is laying on the ground or against the chair. Slowly focusing on your breath again. And your mind and body back to connection, calming with the nervous system. The last few minutes of class. Focusing again on the sounds, if they're good, or the silence. Something that you're grateful for. Maybe you even came to do this class with me today. Thank you. And you take a couple more deeper inhales if you would like to. You're expanding the rib cage again. And exhaling through the mouth. Exhale, sigh it out. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. And just enjoy the last few minutes of silence. Bringing movements to your fingers and toes, taking any movements that you want, like I just did some forearm stretching. You're welcome to do some finger and thumb stretching if you want, or around your ankles, maybe flex your feet again. And then roll to the side, and you can stay here for just a minute, or you can slowly make your way up slowly. Supported, coming to a seated position or a cross-legged position, supporting yourself however you need to. Put your hands to the side or on your lap, drift your eyes closed. Just slowly inhale, arms up. Exhale down. Inhale one more time, arms up. Bring the hands together at the top and bring them down, heart center. Thank you. Namaste. Thank you for joining me. I hope it was okay. All right, so just get that calf stretch, the half foam. And do you have the balls or the yoga ball? So just stand up and just, support yourself, holding on to something if you need to. Can you see my feet? Okay. Okay. Take your left foot, put on the half. Let me go this way so you can see. So my right foot is here, it's back. Left foot, center where we put the strap, here. And I want you just to kind of lean into it, but I don't want you to hyperextend the leg. I want you to straight leg, keeping this foot back, hips forward, and try to relax your kneecap and quad, keeping a straight leg. And then if you can, slowly make your foot like more towards even with the other foot, with stretching. How's that feel? Too much? Okay, good. So keep it there. But eventually you could end up going forward because that's like as if you were hiking. That's really what the stride should be. But a lot of people aren't comfortable with that. So just back it off here and just try to relax, keeping your weight back over your heels. And have you ever done the lift and lower your kneecaps with me? Yeah, that's a weird one, but instead of hyperextending, so you have a straight leg, but a lot of times we're like this and our quads are contracted. So you just learn to lift and lower your kneecaps and relax your quads. That took me a while. So let's switch it to the other side. But in the calf stretch, you ideally want to be able to do it comfortably, obviously, but that you want to have your kneecaps relaxed and your quads relaxed. So they're not like, right? So place your right foot, left foot is back. Knee is not hyperextended, but the leg is straight. Kneecaps relaxed if you can, quads relaxed. And then move it forward, foot forward if you can, and hold it. always try to lift my toes to make sure that my weight is not like worth it. And then if that's all you can do, that just keep it there and then back it off. Or if you can go this way. It might be different on each side. Okay, then don't. Back it off. Leave it. Good. So for you, being in the garden so much and on your feet, especially in shoes and also just what you're doing, like, I can't tell you how important this is for you to do every day, multiple times a day. Even if you have shoes on and you're outside and you can just find some place to just stretch your calves, it's like amazing what that does to just the tension in your legs. Calf stretching is so important because you're bending down and up and all of that. And then if you have your little ball, then just put it down and then just make sure you're balanced on your left foot if you can, or holding on to something, and just roll around on your right foot. I know that anytime I'm doing something all day long, like on my feet, up and down, like this is like gold. And roll it around maybe to the more towards your toes and then back towards your heel, but definitely in the middle of your feet. Switch it over to your left foot. You know what's crazy though, that I've noticed, probably never would have noticed this if I hadn't studied this, and also tried to really work towards being more barefoot because I never was. And it's taken years to like get my stability back in my feet. But I've noticed that when I wear shoes, I get that pain. Remember, you got that also when you were, the shoes were causing that because you were like, you didn't realize it, but as you were walking, you were like, almost like bracing your toes to keep the shoe on. Do you think that's what it is again? Okay, so if you can do top of the foot stretch standing, I just want you to hold on to something, or you can just seated on that chair. So wherever you are, just make sure you're balanced because you don't want to put your weight on the top of the foot, right? Your weight is on the standing leg or seat. And I want you just to gently take your right foot, place it down. How's that feel? All right, bring it back. All right, we'll do the top of the foot stretch on the left side, and then we're gonna do one more thing with that ball. You're gonna sit back down, or well, maybe you just watch me because you can't sit down, but this is something that you can do even in your room. Talk about the calves. So do the top of the foot stretch there, and then watch this. This I don't do enough, and I probably really should, because I don't realize how much my calves are like super tight and painful, even though I can stretch them, which is just so odd. So you're taking the yoga tune-up ball or whatever you can handle. Sometimes you need a little bit less input because it can be pretty intense. So sometimes a bigger yoga tune-up ball is needed to more surface area. Oh God. Yeah, I'm telling you, you would think that, can you do this? Can you do this comfortably? Holy mackerel. God, I'm telling you, it shocks me how much it hurts. But it hurts in a good way. I mean, I would just never think, you know, you think that if you can stretch your calves really well and you have good mobility that, you know, you're not tight, but holy mackerel. It's like when I said in that class I taught where I said that Brian did massage the bottom of my thumb when my shoulder was going crazy, and I was like, what are you doing? That's not where it hurts. And I was like about to go through the roof. I don't know. So for your hamstrings, you said your hamstrings get really tight. That straight leg strap stretch, you can even do it seated, just on the shit thing. But then you can take these too and put them here and do that. You might need a bigger one, but this is, yeah, and you can also stick it under your butt right here on your piriformis. That's really good. And that actually, yep, that's directly related also to your hamstrings.